G'day listeners, well, welcome to Bar Karate, the sailing podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors. But of course I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. First off, Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, exalted one.
BP.
Happy 200. Happy
Getting
200.
old.
So, yeah, we are. Hey, so what I've done is I'm kind of trying to give myself an average of how many hours that is. And it's around about 500 hours of recording. You probably know the exact number. But
sorry, I'll bring the calculator out in a minute.
yeah, but apparently you're only really good at something until you've done 10,000 hours.
Yep.
So we're going to be doing this until we're about 94.
I know we're all equal on this, but I think I do about 5 to 8 hours a week. So
Yeah, but no, that's the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
talking
okay,
about front of
copy.
house.
Yeah, front of house, copy.
So when we're 94, we're going to still be doing this. You realise that, don't you?
I hope so. Let's. Can you imagine Bar Karate with dementia?
Hey, do you remember what happened then? Nah.
Wouldn't be
Just do the
far off
same.
now, what it is now.
Let's bring in Brycey. So he wants to contribute.
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Mr. Nick Boss.
Ready? I'm going to shake the champagne for our 200th. I'm pouring one. Oh, shit. It's a boy. Just
Very good.
A
Okay,
little
well-
prop for the show.
Yep.
Gent, yeah, just I tried to find like one of those mini bottles with a cork to pop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no good.
No good.
Couldn't find one.
No bueno.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
before we
no
go
bueno.
on,
You
go
said
on.
500.
Yeah.
Mate, I reckon you could. You're about 350.
Yeah, well, I try
That's
hard.
the episode. Yeah. I'm probably about the same. I've probably put in a few hours with the t-shirts.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. By the way, if you want to get them, www.barkarate.com. Yeah, happy 200th. We're almost the ending if you do the maths, almost at the end of our 4th year.
Yep.
It's just nuts, isn't it? It's
It's
just nuts.
Fuck, you blokes have aged, man.
I'm going to put up a photo of day one. I've got
Day
a
one.
Yeah.
No,
Do you remember- do you remember
we
our-
should. Yeah, I reckon we should do the pilot.
Do you remember the first episode?
I don't.
Yep.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I do.
First episode or the pilot?
Well, not the pilot we filmed, but the pilot we recorded.
Yeah, I don't remember it. No.
Yeah, you said,
Yeah.
would you sail around the world? I said, no.
Right.
Hey, listen,
Cool.
just before we go on into the big thing, so Bicey, you just opened a bottle of champers. I went racing in the Sydney Harbour Regatta this week and enjoyed myself. And the owner was very adamant, a very, very, very passionate listener. He gave me a bottle
Oh, hello.
of
Squadron
Royal
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir. So
Oh,
I'm
that'd be
gonna
nice.
You clearly got third on handicap this week.
second on PHS.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, it's popped.
Oh, he's done it. Yeah, good. Love it.
Even
There we
like
go.
that.
Scott Lawson. I said you said you wanted me to do it, and I did it. So
Yeah,
Nice.
bravo,
Bravo.
Scott. Well done. And well done on your second on PHS in race 3. Fine effort.
Love it.
Hey, Jordan, you've been in the media this week, my friend.
Have I?
Oh, you have.
Yeah, by the
again.
time I read the press release about the Brisbane to Gladstone, I started to get a bit of a snore on, and then I saw your name mentioned in the last paragraph.
Oh, I got to mention. I didn't see it. I didn't look.
No, I didn't
No,
either.
Esteemed. You must fell asleep. Mate, where's your headshot in the Brisbane to Gladstone media pack?
Hey, hang on. Stop there. What are you holding?
It's disappeared behind your mic. No,
Oh,
mic.
is that a mic, is it?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Ah! Oh, hang on.
No, but we're getting to the business end
Yep,
for
we
you,
are.
Jordan. One of the biggest events in Queensland's history.
Yeah, 75th.
Brisbane to Gladstone,
Yep.
75th.
There's a lot of races,
So-
but yeah, she's a good one, that one. So if
Yeah.
you want to do it, enter. Come up and have a bit of fun.
I've actually got a potential invite, so I might be there,
Wow.
Jay.
It's warm. It's Easter. It's warm. Easter gets cold
might-
everywhere.
I
Easter
might
eggs,
just
Easter
be
eggs
there.
will melt.
And it's normally a sou'easter, so you're normally just smoking downhill all the way. You go right to the top of Fraser, jibe, on starboard, then jibe onto port and into Gladstone. Happy days.
Bravo.
Easy.
Bravo.
Simple tactics.
Righto.
So before we do kick off, men, thought it's probably time to get the stats back on track.
Right.
Having been missing for a week or two.
Oh,
And I refrained. I listened to you blokes, and I listened about 8 times because I kept falling asleep. So to all those blokes out there who one was it Tristan who mentioned couldn't find me anywhere. Oh, that was he sent in a note.
Yeah.
Couldn't see me on social media, or flying under the radar, and you got to do that when you're at the top of the podium.
Okay. Well done. Congratulations, mate. Awesome work.
yes, congratulations. I actually saw Gordon Maguire on the water yesterday in the 18, so it was good chat.
Yeah. No, it was a great week to be topped off, hence why not being here last week. But almost made it back Sunday night, midnight, after raping and pillaging the ocean.
Yes, I saw that.
Not
some long line fishing.
negative.
Couple of
Not
albatross.
like Norwegian style, but we had to stop catching the tuna.
Too many.
I heard.
Bloody gone ballistic down here.
You got to pay for your
So
quota now.
that was fun. Good fun. Plenty of whiting, plenty of tuna, plenty of fishing. Good banter to top off a good week. So congrats to all.
Cool.
And carry on.
Well, all right.
Well, Gordon Maguire did say a bad day in Port Lincoln is a good day in the rest of the world. That's what he said.
Yeah, well, it is the centre of the universe, so fair enough.
All right, lads. Okay, so 200th episode.
200.
Traditionally on the big one numbers, we get a major guest, and we did. But we've pushed that guest to 201.
We sacked it.
We've pushed the guest to 201. We made a conscious decision. We know this. I don't know. Is it self-indulgent? I don't know. We thought it'd be of value just to run back through some of the highlights, because we know we've got a lot of listeners who've joined in, and maybe wonder where things come from and some of the in jokes that are going on and which episodes are really cool. So we thought we'd just sort of, I don't know. Well, that was our idea. We'd just go back and look back over the last couple of hundred episodes. Jesus Christ, a couple of hundred episodes.
Yeah. I was looking for...
This is going to be the longest episode. It's going to be about 42 hours.
I Googled what I could get you guys for our 200th anniversary, but yeah, no one's made it that far.
All right, so hopefully this is of fun to you guys. For the listeners, this is supposed to be to a lot of fun and beneficial for you. We do, I think the first thing I want to say is that we started Bar Karate on a whim, like there's sort of a lot of things pushed us in that direction to start Bar Karate, with all the travel we were doing and listening to podcasts, and you and me, Bicey, and Coxie did a sort of discussion about the boatyard that a lot of people really liked. We put that online, and then that opportunity came up with the TV show that BP got us involved with. And, Bar Karate sort of came out of that. And I think philosophically, the reason Bar Karate exists, though, is one, so we can get together and talk to each other and have a good laugh. But two, promote sailing. Like our whole existence is to grow the sport we love. We're all sort of had really good opportunities.
I was trying to remember all the reasons we put Bar Karate together.
Yeah. I couldn't think of any.
Fun. No.
Yeah,
and this is what we say to the guests as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And because we morphed into what we are now, that more conversation piece. And with the idea that it's either got to be fun, educational, and grow the sport in one form or other. Is that right?
I always say fun, interesting, or informative. And then, but, the whole underlying goal is to grow the sport. And one thing we've done to our own detriment is there's a lot of people have offered us sponsorship dollars, sailing brands. And we have said 100% of the time, you put the money back into the sport, give it to a regatta, give it to the youth, give it to whoever you think, and we'll give you free advertising. And we've tried to be fair to everyone that has approached us, for that's a sailing brand, and said, yep, we'll do that. And so we've knocked back
millions.
Well, that's the funny thing. We
probably.
in all honesty, I thought we were giving up about $5,000 a year. But we got audited by one of these podcast studios the other day, and they told us it was more into the six figures that we're giving up. So I think we've all had a bit of a shock.
Yeah, so for all those sailing brands out there
Come
thinking
back.
you're getting a free plug, stiff shit, we're going to go for you now. No, not at all.
But we're going to.
But
I
if
think
you're an
we are
insurance
going
company
to
or a
slowly.
car company, we'd be more than likely to drop our pants and do whatever you want.
Well, look, here's my theory. This is I reckon, one of the things we always said.
Here comes a theory, Bicey.
One of the things we said at the start, if we do make any money, we'll split it 4 ways: a third each, a quarter each, and then the last quarter we create a fund for for whatever, somebody for sailing, however we decide to use it, right?
Yep.
But the other thing I was thinking is that I really see benefit in doing live shows. I reckon we could actually, if we can start earning a bit of money, we can turn that into airfares and start doing some live shows. And I think the audience is pretty loyal. We get a lot of emails. I reckon that could be a lot of fun for people.
I reckon the addition to that, depending on where it is, say Gawler Regatta Yacht Club, for example, we can then actually interview one of the local heroes who, whether they're a volunteer, whether they're a sailor, whatever they are, to actually and put our brand on top of that, and then maybe combine that with some sort of a beer tasting or.
Oh yes.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
just we've got to make sure we're going down the right line here.
Combine that with the beer tasting.
No, but
Righto,
and turn it into a good night.
Let's get on with it. Let's get on with the show.
Okay.
What are we going to talk about?
Yeah, so that I think I just wanted to set that. The other thing I think we need to explain is for a lot of listeners who don't understand the terminology bar karate. I think most people have got it now, but when you go into a bar after a day of sailing, you will see somebody at the bar and they'll go with their hand, I was here and, you were here and then you came in here and you did this and they use their hands to describe the close interactions, the tacking, and that's bar karate. That's when you're at the bar.
Pretty sure it happens in protest rooms too.
In the protest rooms, in the coaching sessions.
Funny you mention it. In Lincoln last week, Division 2 had about 8 protests every bloody day.
Right.
And I could see Mike Holmes every afternoon performing bar karate. I thought he was over there talking about the podcast. No, he was in another bloody protest.
I bumped into Mike at the start of the week in Melbourne, and I heard that rumour that he was just protest king. So, no, cool. Anyway, so yeah, that's sort of the concept. Bit of fun, having a laugh. So where should we start? How do we go through this? We just took, first episode was Boris Herman, and topical. Boris Herman is quite right now running in the ocean race, and his boat, Team Militia, is, we've just watched them do all the mast repairs. Boris is an old 5.0 sailor. I think and he was doing the Omokas, and that was sort of the connection, the love for 5.0s that we all have. I'm waiting. I'll just give you.
Hang on, Bicey and I are going.
Is that the collective we?
Bicey and I looked at each other with this look of, huh?
But that was good, wasn't it? Like once we started that conversation with Boris, it was fun,
I mean, one thing that it does do for us. Like we could easily, if we weren't involved in bar karate, you just would have forgotten not seen the journey. But to see Boris almost 4 years on now,
Correct.
like from what his aspirations were to where he is now, to almost turning around to go back to Cape Town to fix the rig, to now being convinced to fix it on the water and and that whole thing unfolding has been pretty phenomenal. But to see how he got to from where he was with an idea to where it is now is pretty great.
It is.
Yeah, love it. And we've also had the ability to have people who are sailing with him on our show, and it's been a part of the journey.
And they've actually we're pretty close across quite a few of these boats. Obviously, our relationship with Levenau is well known, and we've long relationship with that team and that organisation, and we're pretty passionate supporters of them. But Team Melitza, I was just thinking we've pretty much got every boat covered in the fleet. But anyway, Team Melitza have offered to come live off on the water, whilst the racing's going on,
I was thinking we should get Rosie as she's up the rig the other day, like measuring the split in the rig, all that sort of stuff to go live. Yeah, hang on, Boris. I'm just going live with Barkarati.
Live.
But I've got to admit, and I forgot to mention it at the start, I've run out of cash, guys, and this is probably a little bit related to the sponsorship side. The amount of charcoal that I've been buying to make sure that the Barbie fuel is stocked for all the old mockers to be dropping into Adelaide on the way through.
Well, they can't be too far away. I'm just looking at the map. I'm going to pull the map up, actually. They can't be too far away.
No, quite a ways still.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no.
But, no further than a brisket away. Put it that way.
A good solid brisket.
Solid 8 kilo brisket.
Wholesome's nearly here.
Yeah.
Took the flyer and found God.
Mate, I reckon I'd actually have enough time to feed Wholesome.
Send them on their way.
Put another brisket on before the rest arrive.
We'll see.
At the moment.
Yeah. Cool.
Boris, good to watch it.
The other thing I think we need to talk about here is to bring into the conversation is our most listened to shows.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. You've got the list.
Yeah. I've got the list. I'm just pulling up the stats now. So the interesting thing about it is it isn't exactly what I expected. I thought it was going to be slingers and so on, but it's not. So Will Oxley's number one by a long way. Like, we don't track stats, but we do see some sort of information on the stats. Which aren't...
controversy breeds stats, right?
Yep.
And this was post for the ones that don't remember, but this was post Sydney to Hobart with all the hullabaloo, which went on about Celestial and basically Will and the Ichiban team clearing their name, so to speak, in that regard. But easily, no, not quite, but almost double the listens of second place.
It's bizarre, isn't it? So that's episode 144. Yeah, we worked out the controversy sells. But what
what else sells?
Yeah. In second place is Joey Newton.
Sex sells, my friend. Second best looking man in yachting.
Absolutely the second best man looking in yachting. Yes, no question.
Yes.
And it's funny on a podcast.
On a podcast. The world relies on us telling the world.
Well, Sally, his wife, listened to it 1,800 times. So
there we go. We go. I love it. A great episode. So that was episode 152. Episode 149, Adrian Finglas.
Oh.
How to win with AIDS. That's not the title. AIDS is his nickname, everyone, if you don't know who we're talking about.
How to win with AIDS. Sorry, all your AIDS sufferers.
That was unplanned.
Most of our shows.
AIDS is a great coach. And he put a whole campaign together, threw everything out, trying to step into a class and win, and basically did it in, within 12 months. And so, he's got that sort of dedication, his natural talent, and he's, he was a superstar.
That wasn't the episode that he came on and the fox ran across in the background.
No.
That was another classic moment. We should have put that up.
Yeah. No, that's his soundbite on Tinder.
The great cougar chaser, except it was a fox. Except it was a fox.
The good thing about AIDS is, every week you get a phone call from him, and you get to have a whole episode every week with AIDS. He loves a phone call, so it's good. In fourth place, episode 153. I'm surprised how close they are. These ones.
Oh, mate, we literally were within a bit of a purple patch here between what was it, episode 144?
Yeah, which
and
is
162, which we'll lead on to in a minute. But that is a solid purple patch. That's like doing a Kentucky tour in Europe.
It was It has to be one of our favourite people to have on the show. We made him a feature of the show. It was Kyle Langford.
Fantastic.
We love taking the piss out of the big seagull, and he's just such a good guy, you know. And we enjoy. We've had him on multiple times, and he's a good bloke, you know. And it's a ton of fun. And people obviously, that was the one where he was on his boat, just going for a sail.
That's right.
Cruising boat. So that was
Going
cool.
for a cruise.
And then this one, episode 162. So the top 5 is Mark Mills for the yacht designer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now that was a fun interview.
Sitting up in his draft room.
Yeah.
Up in his draft room.
Got all the bits
Drawings.
of drafting paper all over the joint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Drawings behind on the wall.
Which is so relevant again in a podcast. But but of
Designer of
course, he was inspired. But that was a good discussion.
It was. I
Loved
think
it.
we became firm friends in that discussion. Like he was definitely keen for a few beers. He is the designer of the Cape 31 and a whole bunch of other boats. Obviously, most of you know who Mark Mills is, and designed some super cool boats. We should actually do a little bit more on that Cape 31 because I love it. I think it's cool. They're going gangbusters. But so that was the top 5 for the listeners. I'm interested.
I pulled out 2 key points there. One, of course, was the purple patch that we were in, the Kontiki tour, as I'll call it.
Yeah.
And the other one, top 3, Queenslanders.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that's a scary thought.
Wow.
Banana benders have come through with the goods.
Wow.
I retract anything I have and will say in the future.
I love that an Irishman made the list as well, you know. I think
We've had a few Irishmen on.
Yeah. The Irish people.
Irish people, that's right,
Yeah.
sorry.
So, I think that was surprising to me when I looked at that top 5, because, as I said, we don't really look at it too hard. But, yeah, that was surprising. I'm interested, though. Are they your favourites, guys?
One I missed there is the Mark Roberts episode.
Yep.
Yeah,
amid the Etchell controversy. I mean, it's up there, but
It's right up there.
didn't get the. I thought that would be top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, we've kind of a bit quieter on the Mold 11 stuff. Sure, I personally I'm guilty of taking the piss more than probably anyone.
Yep.
Just for those reasons. But it's kind of piped down a little bit. But good to see him back on the water.
Yep.
They're still rocket ships, but whatever.
You're going on about what is our favourite. That's what you want to ask us, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess your own favourites. Like, do you guys have any favourites?
Dicey, you want to start this one?
I've got a couple of key ones.
Right.
I mean, if we go back to the fun bits, the educational or informative.
Yep.
And then I added one there, which is interesting or adventure-wise.
Yep.
I think the fun ones, I haven't laughed so much apart from that episode with Rosalind Cooper when we were starting to talk about the Lisbot.
Yes.
I don't think anyone else in the world understood that episode, but holy shit, my jaw was killing me like I've just gone to a Rodney Roode concert. And Half Roode has just come out. And his other brother, Evan fucking Roode, he came out as well.
Evan Roode.
He makes outboards, you know. But laughter. My God. That would 100% have to be the funniest episode.
You reckon?
Well, just for me personally, from laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's been little tidbits, and I'm sure BP are gonna add to those a little bit. But I'll just continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Most call this the educational piece or the most flabbergasting. Educational piece would got to be John Bertram.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah?
That was a good one. Yeah, love that.
The one where we delve deep into the and
mindset.
this for the listeners,
mindset.
like go back and listen to this stuff. What he did with the Australian swimming team, and now seeing the Netflix episode
Yeah.
The Netflix doco
Yep.
that he did.
Yeah, Untold
And
Stories.
that how he went and lived in the US to get to start thinking like the Seppos, like the Americans,
Seppos.
then take on the Americans and play the mind games.
Yeah.
And that was like late 70s, early 80s. And now, and still talking that same language and even witnessing it here in the actuals that just only a month or two ago was pretty phenomenal. The way
at 76 years old now, he's still got the mindset that to go and do what he did.
And what blew me away, BP, at your birthday, actually,
he came to my birthday party, and how good's that?
Exactly. And just to hear him speak, and you can see how his mind works there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
Phenomenal.
Well, he definitely fed his crew well.
That's right. He needed
a big smorgasbord played out, and he was piling food onto his plate. But anyway, it was great.
All right.
I get you.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be Lily.
You stole my thunder.
Lily Zhu.
Lily Zhu.
Chinese laser sailor.
Who's now got a
we
podcast?
thought we knew her story, and listening to it, and I've got it on gallery view here, our Zoom, and that's how I normally run it. And when she was telling us the story, how she left at 8 years old or whatever it was to live 51 weeks a year away from her
family,
parents,
to sail every day,
every single day, and looking at all of us, our jaws were on the floor like, what?
Yeah. Well, you stole my thunder there. That's probably one of the standouts for me too. So I'll let you keep going.
Then another interesting side is the adventurers.
The what? What did you do?
I've lost his name off the top of my head. Memory with the crow.
Oh, Sandy McKinnon.
Sandy McKinnon.
Sandy McKinnon. What a story!
What an unbelievable story of what he went through.
I might have to listen to that one again.
Took it on, and I'll make through the bloody through the Amazon.
Oh, unbelievable!
Yeah.
Just have a baby in the Amazon. Why not?
Yeah, that was a crazy episode.
Just before you'll rat off the episode, and then the other ones, of course, there's highlights, and I'm sure we'll hear from them. But some of the phenomenal sailors or people that we've interviewed have just blown my mind completely.
Yeah,
pretty humbling, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for the listeners, the first Rosalind Kuiper interview that Bossy is referring to is episode 109. The John Bertrand episode, these are all from memory, is 112.
Off the top of his head.
Off the top of my head.
Lily Zhu was episode 65, and episode 57 was Sandy McKinnon.
Yes.
Yeah. So, as I said off the top of my head, BP, did you want to come in, bud?
Well, I do, obviously. Robbie Nash for me. Lily Zhu was a mind blow. That was no question that all three of us were just at the age of 10 wandering off into an unknown area to go and do something she's never done before, and be separated from her family and the pressure that she was under. And the biggest thing about that Lily Zhu story is winning gold.
Yeah, she won the gold.
After all that, she won gold. She's an amazing person, and we love her dearly. So that was huge. For me, though, the big one, Robbie Nash. Robbie Nash was a hero of mine when I was growing up, and I'm sure all of yours. And when he accepted to come on the show and talk about cars the whole episode, I loved it.
Team a truck, man.
I was happy.
If you get onto that episode, it was a cracker. He's a great guy.
Bloody glad you didn't mention the Mazda, Jordan. He would have hung up on us.
Yeah. So he was fun because, he just had a down-to-earth chat to three idiots from Australia. That was all that was, and that was good fun. But, Squarky's always a laugh. You got to love Squarky. He was on fire last weekend at the New South Wales States.
Yeah.
But
post sailing. Both on and off the water.
Well, he was a bit average on the water, but he knows that.
But the The live episode we did with the squad.
Yeah, the live episode.
Pre-Hobart in the
three of us,
bar
the
at the
four of us.
CYC.
The four of us in the. Hang on, stop. She's a 10.
And we're not talking about the risotto.
Yeah, no, that was fun, that one too. So, look, I mean, the other one that really stood out, and I guess is on the list here, is having the privilege to sit on the balcony with Carl Rives and Sarge at Hunters Hill. I recorded that one with the two of them sitting on this antique couch looking out over Hunters Hill, the waterway there at Lane Cove River, talking about some great stories. And that was a real rush because they're legends of our sport, and hearts go out to Carl as he's struggling with some things now, but it's good to have him.
Yeah, that's right. So again, for the listeners, from memory, Robbie Nash, episode 45. Our first discussion with Squark, Mark Bradford, was episode 27.
27.
Yeah, and Carl and Dick was episode 4.
What?
That can't be
Was
right.
it?
That can't be right.
You must be missing a number.
Must be missing a number, I think. Yeah, but
Yeah.
just,
Episode 4.
yeah, Are
you kidding me?
I'll do a check while we're going, but yeah,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
From memory.
From memory.
yeah. No,
Righto,
I have to do the check. I have to because I don't want to. I mean, listeners will probably be pretty keen. I think a few people.
I'll tell you what, it's worth having a look through the what do you call it, the back catalogue, to just give a little reminder. I was actually chatting to Snowdy the other day, and he's like, my Spotify algorithm's got me, because he was listening to this week's episode where I wasn't on, and over to Bicey and got the crickets going. Yeah, and then next episode that comes up on the Spotify algorithm, the 100th. Crickets again. I wasn't there.
He's got him. Episode 43 for Carl and Dick.
43.
There you go.
Say.
I'm missing a number.
All right.
Yeah.
From memory.
Okay.
From memory.
I want to come in because I reckon episode 137 with Hugo Ralph, our young youth sailor, to understand, I think like World Sailing have listened to that one a bit, just to understand how the youth sailors think, like never having known boats that didn't foil, just that they don't differentiate between male and female in their race course, the whole discussion. He's a super
mindset discussion almost, without it being a mindset discussion. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
Or just reminding us how old we are.
Exactly.
That's it.
Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm getting on a podcast tonight with 3 old blokes.
Yeah. You do podcasts still. Jesus, old blokes.
There's a lot of cool ones, like Luca Rizzotti's cool, Sci-Fi's always been good, Abby we love, we could go on forever and ever. One that I loved, of course, is because he's one of my closest mates. We did Phil McGain. I think I was in Amsterdam at the time, so I really enjoyed that.
I was in Penang, and I think Bicey was in Saudi Arabia.
We should talk about the locations at some stage. But Phil, Phil's, the McGain family, big time sailing family, and he's a multi-world champion. It was cool, but for me, the funniest one, I reckon, was Rome Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
So I missed that one. So,
that explains it.
Rome was good.
You're
right.
Rome was he had the attitude. It was hilarious. I did not.
we forgot one.
What?
We forgot one. Bloody the nightclub terrorist, Mr. Name. Come on.
The nightclub terrorist.
Nightclub terrorist.
Cut this out. Hang on.
I'm not cutting anything. We're on to. Well, you come back to us.
Hoskins.
Oh,
Hoskins.
Cracking open the red wine. You could hear him gargling in the background.
Definitely. So
Hoskins was a cracker.
Hoskins was a cracker. I'm sure. I'm trying to remember that.
Who's your mum? Who's your mum's favourite episode? BP. She's a big listener of the show.
Big, huge listener. I think every episode she does. Oh, geez, that was a good episode. That one.
Guillaume Verdier was a good episode.
Guillaume Verdier was a good one.
Yeah, great episode.
But there's a lot. Like we've enjoyed doing it. I must admit, but I kind of feel like I think.
Have you got any funny parts we can listen to?
I do. You did find something that you liked, BP. Did you? Was that the Santi Langer thing you're thinking about?
Well, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Santi Langer. Yeah.
What?
Go on. Sorry.
Set it up,
Oh,
BP.
no.
Set it up.
Well, no, I just thought, well, maybe we could play some excerpts of, of what of funny parts that we thought were funny, and see our reactions live as we re-listen, revisit. Have you got the one you want?
Oh no, Netti. Was it the Netti one?
Yeah, Netti.
Yeah. Yes.
Santi Langer sounds like a tennis player.
Yes, he does.
Santi Lang.
He does say Santi Langer in it. That's why I thought you were referring to it.
Yeah.
But yet, I basically tried to find and to this day is still one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And when Netti was describing the wipeout and
yes,
and I gave you the numbers, and if you've got an excerpt of it, I think it would be really fun to see our reactions.
Episode 151.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can play it. Magic finger disappearing. Magic finger.
Hey, Jack, time to go to bed.
Here we go.
Hey, Nettie, just one thing I've picked up on here. You said your bow after Cape Town. Conveniently, prior to Cape Town, the bowsprit fell off.
I was just about to say, can you tell us the story about going backwards with the A3?
You weren't close to it at that point in time.
No one was close to it.
I was on deck when everything happened. So I remember Santi Lange, Pachi, myself, and I don't know, it was...
Chicho? Chicho was there?
Chicho was there, true. Chicho came on deck. They gave him the price of the seamanship because he came on deck with sea boots, underpants, and a harness.
As the bowsprit flies past him with an A3 connected to it going backwards.
Yeah. So basically we were sailing, ripping, it was quite a big low, big depression. Fucking sending it, and the boat was we can say now, it was a piece of shit. The rudders were too small, the keel was in the wrong place.
Nettie, don't ruin me. I was going to get to that. We've got leg 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not 10 to go yet.
Fuck. Because the whole fuck up with the program is that we did our training base in Alicante. I spent a year in Alicante.
The Mediterranean bubble.
Sailing there. Let's try the rudders. Let's make it smaller. And we ended up with a tiny little sheet of rudder. And when we went to Atlantic, we realized the boat was no way to drive it. So we start to fucking broach 20 times a day or something like that. I never broached that many times in my life. It was part of in this watch, only 4 times, only 5 times, fuck. So we were sailing, ripping, we broached, as always, and then the rudder disappeared, broke, and the next thing that happens with the boat capsize with no rudder, the bobsleigh breaks, and all the bowsprit start to try to leeward of the boat, ripping out from deck the tack line, the downfucker, with all the fittings, and the everything tries to leeward, and it stops in the daggerboard, which luckily was up, otherwise it will just stop in the shrouds and we will break the mast. So we ended up with the boat capsize, everything flying to leeward, and we need to throw everything into the water. We get the sail off the log, cut the halyard, cut the sheets, and everything out.
I do remember the day because I was actually the rigger on the boat, and I had to make all the ropes again, every rope on the boat, I might add. But one of the funniest parts was coming back and seeing both tack lines had peeled through the front of the boat, had gone perfect train tracks down through the bow and stopped at bulkhead A, and then locked off on bulkhead A. Then someone had obviously, it had gone all the way to the knot in through the clutches, and then it was the cut, and then it was gone. Yeah.
I'm more interested in that bobstay you made, mate.
Oh, that was not me. I can tell you that. That was a carbon thing, mate.
Oh. Yeah, it was a carbon link.
It was not me.
All right, shall we move on to the daggerboards?
That was the next leg, yeah. True.
We made about 18 or 20 sets of those, didn't we?
No, well, in the next leg to India, we broke the daggerboards, both teams, the same day. The same day, fuck. I remember that too.
Hey, it was fun. Come on.
Shit.
Anyway,
We broke a lot of shit in Telefonica Black.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh shit! It's even funnier the second time.
that's why I thought we had to play it. I mean, it is crack.
Hilarious.
It is funny. It is very, very funny.
But it's fucked.
I'm going to have to put the explicit tick on for this episode.
Yeah, no, this one's not for kids. Let me tell you.
We do all have one favourite moment, though, don't we? I think
We do.
I think, and the whole beer story. The whole beer story. Should we tell the beer story?
Yeah.
We thought we were so clever.
We always
got
think we're
asked-
clever.
We are clever. I think it still will pay out. We got asked by you and I are driving across Malaysia, Bicey. Remember? We were driving across Malaysia, which is not something you do every day. And we got a message saying a brewery group wants to sponsor us for the show. And we thought, while we're sitting there driving for hours, we just start talking. And the problem is we're sober, I think. We don't make our best decisions when we're sober. We do our best work when we're not. And why'd you shake your head then, darling? My wife just shook her head. Anyway, so we said, we went back to them and said, instead of giving us money, why don't we brew a beer? Barker Arctic Sailor's Lager. And we went through that whole process. And the idea behind that was that, it's a proof of concept thing. We'll do a few runs. And then, we do a deal with the brewery group. I think COVID...
Make millions.
Yeah, make millions. And COVID sort of killed that a little bit. Like, we were going great. We proved that yacht clubs will buy Sailor's Lager, that all the yacht clubs came at us hard. It was exactly what we hoped. But I think the brewery group we were working with, they had a lot of venues, and so they weren't able to open those during that sort of COVID period. So I think that...
Lost momentum.
We lost momentum. I don't think it's completely gone away. Barker might still surface.
We've definitely got the brand sitting there in the background, ready to go. It's just a matter of the stars aligning and getting them all correct. But just...
Because that's how we roll.
Went to 1,000 cartons, gents.
No.
Yeah.
Not a small...
exercise.
That's a few pallets.
And they were bloody good. I know a lot of people overseas hate us talking about this because they couldn't get to taste it, but it was bloody good beer. And my mum loved it. She kept saying, when are you going to bring out more Barcaratic beer? And I'm going, what? And so Sailor's Lager went well. Anyway, as part of that process, we did a bit of beer tasting early on, right? And in the beer tasting, Bicey did an amazing job where we put a whole bunch of beers. That was a bit of fun. This was before.
I was actually staying, for the listener, I was staying up in Noosa, just north of where Jordan lives on the Sunshine Coast. And I came down just for the evening. And with the whole idea we were going to, we actually did do bar karate. Yeah. I think did we interview James Hodgson? Maybe.
Don't remember.
Anyway, and then we did the beer tasting, of course. And I'm up there on a good family holiday until some bastard sets me up.
Please play. You've got it to play.
I have got it. I've got it queued up.
Put it on because I need it. I need it before it goes any further. Yeah.
Okay. I'll put it on. It's a slight delay and then she's on. BP, we haven't told you about this because I want to see your reaction. We've had some feedback.
How many times is this going to happen?
This is a good one. We've had some feedback on you remember the beer tasting test where Bicey did really well tasting the beers, right?
Yeah.
So there was some feedback that came where some people suggested that, because we decanted everything into glasses, right? That some people suggested that affected the flavour, and it might have been a better result if we just left it in the bottle. We left the beer in the bottle. So we've actually gone out and I've recreated this whole thing, and we've left the beer in the bottle. So you'll be able to, Bicey's just going to drink it straight out of the bottle, right? And see if we can do a better result. So...
are we going to do this now?
We're going to do it now. We're going to do it now.
All right.
What I wanted to do is I just need to set it up. So I've just
I was just about to say, where is the lovely hostess? And she just walked in behind you.
Well, so what I'm going to do is I've just got to quickly organise something. So what I've done is I've pre-recorded their rules and the instructions. So Bicey can't hear anymore, okay? All right, so Bicey is not able to hear what's going on.
This is correct,
And
listeners.
We're going to test this, okay? So I'm going to quickly just play a bit of audio that I've recorded, and then it'll all make sense. So BP, just have a listen. Okay, BP listeners, what's going on at the moment is we're doing the setup for the taste testing, but what we're not actually doing is a taste testing. The whole thing is a setup to confuse Bicey. What's happened is we were out the other day and we heard this story about how you can actually buy beer that's preloaded or carbonated with helium. So I rushed home to check that out because that made us laugh, and checked it out, found out it's not true. But had a bit of a thought by myself, and what I've been doing is experimenting, and I've preloaded helium into the actual beer bottle itself. So I've actually loaded it up with a tube into the beer bottle as much as I can. So the secret is going to be to open it just as he's about to taste it, and hopefully he gets a whole gob full of helium. So this whole thing is a setup to try and catch Bicey out and see if we can get him to drink basically a mouthful of helium and get a bit of a chuckle. So that's what's going on. So let's see how it plays out. Did you get that, BP? So Bicey can't hear any of this.
Over it.
So Bicey, are you ready to take the beer on?
I wonder why we're doing it twice, because I just pretty much nailed it last time. But
You did great.
I'm more than prepared. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. We're going to get Bicey to open the bottle of beer. So immediate. There we go.
Well, it tastes like... What the fuck? What's going on? It's definitely a fail. What? Is my headphones... What are you... You've set me up. You've set me up again. Every time. Oh. Well, hello, sailor. I got a feeling you've set me up. The old no.
Mate, Jordan is rolling on the ground at this point in time during this.
How's the beer taste, mate? Cassie?
Well, to tell the truth, I've kind of forgotten. Oh, it's definitely a
Gold.
summer ale.
Gold.
Oh, worth
Gold,
every cent.
gold.
Worth every cent. What'd you think, BP? Did that work?
Well done. Gold. Gold material. Can't pay for that shit.
And it's actually quite funny. Post that is I think BP, you and I got the same message from Craig Williams. He was heading to work on the train, and he just had a drink or something, and that bit came up and he spat it out all over the train.
Person in front of him. Oh, very good. Oh, it has been a crack up. That's no question. Righto. What's next?
Yeah, geez, it's like our eulogy here, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Going through all the shit.
I think one of the other things I think that's been a bit of gold is that people really have come and responded to is those Hobart coverage. You know, the updates.
Oh, yeah. And how much fun have they been?
Yeah, they've worked really well. And I mean, I don't think we'd ever have to pay for a drink every time we go into the army bar. You know, like
well, definitely not for a gun run of 16.5.
That's exactly right.
In the Rancer. Unfortunately, it's not licensed.
Yeah,
we've got to take our own rum.
Yeah, got to take your own.
and squash.
And squash.
And lemon.
And ice. And ice.
So those
Cast of
Hobart,
ice.
I think they've been great. And BP, you know, you were on fire, particularly the first edition, just picking everything.
Except for that port starboard.
Yeah.
That was the race before.
Anyway, but you know, for us, I think that was pretty good. I think
good highlight. Yeah.
One highlight. One thing that's been really sad we did an interview, and we really enjoyed this interview. And I think it's political, and I got on my high horse a bit. It was episode 129 with Irina Gracheva. She's a Russian sailor, and she was having a red hot go, which was what we were really keen to.
Red hot go, fourth in the mini transit. That's more than a red hot go.
Exactly.
That is cracker jack.
And
red hot go.
Yeah. And certainly, through no fault of her own, the Russian regime invade Ukraine and the world starts putting sanctions on, and there was fallout, which all the Russian sailors' boats basically. She had to sell her boat, and I think she's basically got nothing now. So,
but let's just add to that. She's not a Russian Google.
No,
she's a battler who loved sailing and dedicated her life to sailing, and has had this whole thing affect her career, her passion. Yeah. And I think you're right there. I mean, we love her. We just want to support her. Irina, yoo-hoo.
But that's when I got on my high horse and said, "Well, you pick your pot.
Yeah, get into the streets. Yeah,
get into the streets, protest
protest.
Yeah,
how'd that go for you?
Yeah." I don't do much protesting. I've got a big head. It's I'm an easy target for the police.
Easy. Good joke about that.
Not like the guy with one leg shorter than the other. It's sniper's nightmare.
So I guess maybe we should talk about some of those things where they came from. So the big head thing is, I've always
got a big head.
I've always introduced myself as I'm 6'3", 190 centimetres, getting shorter as the days go by. But I've always said I'm a 5'10" bloke with a 7'2" guy's head. I've just got this.
That's why he's 6'3".
Yeah, big noggin.
Yeah.
And so the big head joke took off. But of course, Bicey just did it to himself because he bought a stupid Land Rover, and he's been broken down in every part of Australia. Leaving oil all over the country. So
it's like just the crumbling cookie. So you can find where I've been.
Yeah, that's it.
Follow the oil slick.
Yeah. The other one that I loved is the test rig, where we were having this discussion where we just came up with that nickname. We're trying to, like when you go into any manufacturer, they normally have a test rig to, when
to
these
bust something. Yeah.
Yeah. So these falls you can see behind me, they go onto the test rig. They're a one design element on whichever boat they were talking about, but they'll and they bust them on the test rig just to see how they're going. So, that whole notion of breaking something and who on the boat breaks something, and just that nickname of test rig.
And we got many a submission as to who is the test rig on their particular boat.
Which I think we should go back down that path and actually have it as a character.
None more so from a professional sense. I think Rob Greenhouse rated up there pretty high.
Rob Greenhouse right up there.
And but of course, the ultimate.
Kyle Langford.
Exactly. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Why let that get?
Why have a good story?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that was good, and then obviously the reverse curse. We just
nailed it.
Because every commentator has a curse, and people, you mention something good about someone, and it goes back.
I still reckon that's going to be the next lot of T-shirts.
The reverse curse.
Yeah. I apologise. Did you guys mention it last week? That note that we got? Yeah. About the guy wrote in from the US. Do you mind giving us a shout out and give us a bit of a reverse curse?
Yeah.
I fell asleep for the 8th time before I got to that section.
Yeah, no, he but yeah, so that reverse curse, and it's been strong, it's
well, mate, we've interviewed probably 170 people.
Come on. Yeah.
There's still a shitload of sailors left. Don't worry about that. So the reverse curse is we can maybe do one of those celebrity, how you can pay $20 and get a celebrity to sing a song for you.
I've got an idea.
Remember doing that?
I've got an idea.
And people could send in. We can give them a bit of a boost to set the reverse curse. Not to mention,
could we
the happy birthday shout out we did give.
Yes.
Into the US.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about birthdays. Do you know who else's birthday is today?
No.
The Bubs.
Blade Morgan.
Happy birthday, Bubs. You'll be listening.
Cool.
Hey, maybe we could do a reverse curse game show.
Go on.
Well, I don't know the rules.
Oh,
BP at his finest. That's a perfect
like it.
BP moment.
I like it.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Well, you guys work out the issue.
Maybe going back also, and we mentioned it a bit before, but we have recorded from some pretty far out places around the world.
Do you remember?
Okay. Well,
definitely I've done a whole bunch through Europe,
Yep.
without a doubt, like anything from Amsterdam, Paris, London, whatever. Probably the most obscure was Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely.
That we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Almost a little bit with Mexico was a big one. Staying in this beautiful resort, and it was about 1 million degrees outside, humid as a bastard. And it was super early AM for me, maybe 4:30. I'm gonna say it was Vesta Sail Rocket.
Oh yeah. Oh mate.
Very early in the piece. And I've got up to get a glass of water or something, and I had my nice, Barkarati t-shirt on
And undies.
and a pair of underwear. He's like, Bossy, what are you eating, you jocks?
The problem was, it was that the leopard leotard with the all the stockings and that was what put us off.
And then, of course, Jordan, Malaysia together.
Yeah.
We recorded at that resort that was built about 30 years ago that looks like it's 80 years old.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And then, of course, getting told off in the middle of the night in Amsterdam.
Was that Amsterdam we got told off? I was trying to remember where it was. We're about 3 a.m. and people we got in a lot of trouble in our hotel room. The two blokes making too much noise in a hotel room in Amsterdam.
Indonesia. We've had Hamble. We've had Malaysia. We've had Penang.
Penang, yeah.
All over the world.
We've had Port Lincoln.
Yeah, well,
We
I
don't remember that one.
We don't record in Port Lincoln anymore.
No,
There's a ban.
We have officially skipped Port Lincoln from now on. Yeah,
Center of the universe does no podcast recordings.
Well, the bandwidth's a problem.
The other thing I think we should bring up and give a little bit of insight to for the listeners is that when the guest comes on, we actually tell the guest that say whatever you want. And if you say something you don't want us to publish, we'll take it out. We're not in the gotcha game. And so we actually do that. And to relax them. Yeah, to relax them, to have a better conversation. And in all honesty, we don't want to ruin people's careers. We want to make careers better for people. And so, but what happens, we noticed.
Oh, no. Before you say that, what's your next line after you say to them, look, if there's anything you want to take out, we can do it. We've never had to do it except for one Australian sailing coach.
That's it. We've only ever had to do it for Australian sailing coaches. It's the only people we've pulled it out of. But
it's exactly true and what happens is you say that to them, and then when we start, you can tell that they're a little bit nervous. But after about 5 minutes, they're relaxed, rabbling on about crap.
Yeah, and they do. But even with that said, when we turn the record button off, some of the stuff we get told, we should. I mean, we won't. We never would, but we don't. But God, some of the conversations we've had have been
hysterical.
We should keep recording. Basically, we should put out the little
the black book, the little Barkarati black book.
No. Well, maybe that's something we could do. We could actually just add those bits as a bit of what do they call it in podcasts where you
Bites.
pay for an extra bit?
We don't know how to make money.
I don't even know the name of it. So
one of those
how
bits.
are we supposed to make that happen? The Patreon
thing,
yeah.
Well, the other thing is there was one episode where we were talking to an absolute legend on the older end of the scale, and his wife just decided to kept walking backwards and forwards through shot in her underwear. Do you remember that?
Here. I've got a recording. No.
That was a strange one, that one. But anyway, so we do have some funny things that go on.
Was that an Irishman?
I'm not saying any hints, BP. Let's not get anyone in trouble, all right? But I just want I want to get that out there that we do see some funny stuff, and it is very enjoyable. The only other thing, I guess, is remember we used to do what boat are you buying? Have you guys
moved on?
Moved on? Any different changes?
I think the last time we spoke about it, I was getting an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh,
yes,
that's
you were.
right.
Nuclear
Where was
powered
I? In
aircraft.
Florida. Yeah.
Nuclear powered aircraft carrier.
You're on some sort of a trimaran or catamaran.
Talk about Navy. It was funny last week when Jody Seals says it's like watching submarine racing.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan Spencer is the best submarine racing commentator around. So,
yeah. Well, you know.
I think the last one is the whole joke about the photos going everywhere. You know, like, and we've even had people have offered. We have to.
Oh yeah.
The joke about my photo being above the dunny, the urinals at Adelaide Sailing Club.
Is that a joke?
This is why it's so funny working with you, Jordan. You think it is a joke. It's actually real.
But I think the most important thing is we've had a lot of messages and emails about people that have followed our advice and have got pro gigs.
Well, which is pathways.
Followed our advice, but they've listened to our listeners.
Yes.
And they have chosen a particular path based on this specific podcast. Mainly out of the US, we hear this, and we hear
a lot in the UK.
That have really taken that leap of faith, essentially.
Leap of faith, and also having that understanding of, you know, you pick up a broom, just pick up a broom.
Yeah,
just pick up a goddamn broom and sweep the bloody floor.
Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, don't be a dickhead.
Go places. Yeah,
it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah.
I got two questions without notice before we wind up. Do you have a favourite club event that we've mentioned over those? No, can't remember a single one of them.
No.
Come on, mate.
The
Teakle Classic for crying out loud.
No, that one
favourite club event. Listen, I'm gonna put one out there, and I'm gonna say I had a ball in South Australia, Bicey, as the Commodore of the club that we were hosted by. Was a fantastic event.
Yep.
I want to say that
for me, and obviously coming back into the class
post Mold 11 debacle,
and you know, getting out there and just having a sail on my home waters against my mates.
Yeah.
You know, and give everyone an opportunity to see how far we've all come in sailing. I think that was a really cool thing.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I want to.
Jordan,
I reckon is it called the Archipelago Raid? The cat in Sweden. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the ice boating. I think the ice boating.
Ice boating. We're doing ice boating. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah,
we're
going to get over there. We're going to do the Bar Karate ice boating team.
They're my favourite events. But that raid event, I don't know. I just got visions of smashing a boat onto the rocks. You know, just.
Oh, great. Sounds fun.
Mate, we wouldn't make it past the first night.
No, that's the problem.
That's the issue.
Where's BP and Bicey? They're passed out somewhere.
Well, it stays daylight the whole time. So
yeah, true.
Yeah.
We won't know.
A favourite listener of the week? Do you want to? Is there anybody that you think?
Well, mate, I can't remember this one. There's so many.
Mate,
I've got one.
There's 200.
Yeah, no, we've got one.
There's been a bunch of people that write in on a weekly basis.
There's regulars,
and we're reading average one a day, one or two a day, right?
Yeah. They probably deserve a mention.
Which has significant substance.
Yeah,
Schaefer.
We have several that write in at least many times per year. None more so than probably the John Schaefer, who has joined the show. Do you remember the episode?
Yeah. Been on the show,
with the
rescue swimmer. We gave
rescue swimmer, which went extremely successfully.
Yeah.
In that sort of stuff. But yeah, Jordan, go on.
From the perspective of, it's not necessarily the funniest. I can't remember what the person wrote in about, but this person, you know,
does this guy get the absolute ultimate prize?
Yeah, no. She,
What, a
it's
merchandise
she.
pack?
It's a she. And the minute I say it, she will be in tears. I guarantee it. So she's a Canadian.
Yeah.
She's the passion she's found for the sport, listening to the show. She's got into the sport. She's just, she's your normal club racer on a boat, and she's rolling the dice. She's sailing with all women crews. She's sailing with mixed crews. She's just having a go, and I think she's got a big soft spot for Bicey is my other thing. But it's got to be Denise
Human
Demondo.
Yeah, Denise of the world.
Yeah.
She's definitely, she's a fantastic listener.
Yeah.
Written in several times.
Absolutely.
So,
I guarantee you there's tears rolling down her face right now because it'd mean a lot to her, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well done, Denise.
I think we should just
actually. Denise was the first person who found the discount code
Discount
for her clothing.
Take that back. She's taking money out of our pockets.
Let's go one step further and thank you all, listeners. That's what we need to do.
No, absolutely. But we love people writing in, texting, messenger, blah, blah, blah.
Our IT department do.
Emailing, whatever it might be.
No, just email. Just make it simple. I'm sick of trying to find all the notes.
Probably Instagram Messenger. That's you, Jordan.
Yeah. Just send everything to cheers at Barkarati.
A huge note. We're at 56 now on our TikTok.
TikTok's a Russian spy
Going
propaganda thing. I don't know.
Chinese.
Right, Chinese. That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Right.
Moving on. Shall we go on? And
Little step down memory lane. Done and dusted.
Done and dusted.
Yeah, let's move on.
Well done, us. High five.
Yeah, nice. Good on you.
Got myself in the eye.
All right. Seppo bullshit. The West Indians induced into the game.
Right, back to regular
real deal
broadcasting.
Did your voice just lower an octave?
Fine.
Back to the regular foot broadcast.
And did it have an American accent?
What you saying, Governor?
Club events, yes.
Club events.
Go for it. I've been out there all day watching. Go on.
The JJ Giltnams, the 18-foot skiffs, 2 races into their series. I think it's about 9 races now. It's the JJ's is the 18 skiffs world championship. It's not an international class. It's not recognised as a world championship. It's
bit like baseball in the States.
Yes.
Well, a bit like the Rainbow national titles.
Yeah, which are the worlds.
Back in 1972.
Yeah, they were the worlds.
Anyway, the good thing about the 18s is they do some TV coverage with it. So you can just tune in, just look onto YouTube, 18s skiff on YouTube, and it's good watching,
What's the current status, gents?
I've only watched race 1.
Finport, Keegan York has had a great race.
Yep.
And I think there's a big thing going on with Woody. Woody is sailing a blinder.
Oh, yes.
The crowd wants that.
He'd be a crowd favourite.
Beat the young son twice already.
So remind us again of the format. George, it's a nine race series, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
With a harbour race each day.
Yeah.
But with a couple of lay days thrown in, and it finishes when end of this week.
Yeah.
As people are listening to it.
Yep. So this episode,
I think there's a lay day tomorrow. It's going to be 37 degrees here in Sydney.
Heat wave incoming. That'd be quite pleasant in Sydney.
Good day to have a lay day when it's that hot. No wind.
Yeah.
All right. The other one I want to mention is the Australian Secondary Schools Teams Racing Championships. Nick Bice, you'd be a big fan of that. Is on in Goolwa in South Australia, 5th to 9th July. I just thought I'd mention that because we love the youth of Australia. Of the world. We love the youth of the world, but the teams racing, that's where you got your start, Bice.
Well, I got my start in of course, the whole
Rainbow
trailer, moving on to the Rainbow and then into the secondary schools teams racing, and of which competed in the Inter-Dominions, won the national. And some of those guys now, well, at national level, then Inter-Dominion level, are still some of my best mates. Yeah. So these kids who are going through it now, they're competitors on the water now. But as you take your next steps through, they're going to be your best mates, and you're going to be working and sailing alongside them for the rest of your life. So it's a pretty cool thing. And I reckon these guys, they have to be sailing them way better than we did. Like the amount of time people spend on the water now is just phenomenal. So it'll be bloody good thing to watch. And let's face it, the winner is going to be well deserved for that matter.
Indeed. Very cool. Good luck to everyone. Have a good time. And all the coaches who'll be tearing their hair out. But yeah, Goa. Interesting. Fresh water. Yeah. Be fun. Send your light crews down. Cool. Jack Lloyd, listener of the week. So we should probably explain, just while we're, for those who don't know, Jack Lloyd was
Legend.
a legend. Particularly close to you, Bitey, but, I've spent quite a few years with the man.
Yep.
And he was a good friend
former
of ours.
race director of the Volvo Ocean Race, of
Correct.
course. I of course, Phil Lawrence, race director now, but after what I saw, and we'll speak about the Ocean Race shortly.
We absolutely
What I saw on Table Bay the other day. I'm wondering how Jack would have been dealing with that.
He wouldn't be happy. Wouldn't be happy.
Hell no.
We went into business together. We did World Yacht Rally with Jack, and he's, so he passed away unexpectedly. It sort of caught us all by surprise, and so we just decided, he was a passionate listener. He used to ring us from all sorts of places, where he was listening to the Barkarati. And so that's why we call it the Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week, just so you know. We've had some good ones this week. First one is just a good, honest one. Do you want me to read it, or you guys do it?
No, you read it.
Okay, Jay Leon came in with a good one. Love the work, listen from Seattle every week, and during that gap before your last show, I was getting a bit worried that he'd been sucked up into the Sydney storm like Dorothy and Toto.
Well educated.
Well, I have a quick question that you guys are likely to be the only people equipped to know. Does anyone outside of SailGP have access to the SailGP tracker data? Closest thing I can find is the umpire feed on the SailGP Insights, but it seems to be controlled by the umpires, and I cannot figure out how to make it work like a tracker, as in during the Olympics. It'd be pretty cool to do a tracker-driven post-mortem on the racing and analyse the decisions made by each boat. It's in just about every race. There seems to be quite a bit of time where I wish I was seeing what was happening off the camera. Also, are you going to be in San Fran? You'd think about attending and would like to see the spectacle firsthand. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. Thanks, Jay. No, you can't really see the data. Do you want to know something I haven't told you, blokes?
No, what's that?
Do you know how many lines of data they get off the boats each day?
Thousands and thousands. Millions.
Geez, I thought you were going to ask something else there. Do you know how many lines
I do a day?
Each boat produces 1 billion lines of data a day.
Lines.
Billion.
Yeah.
Lines. Billion lines a day.
Whatever that means. But so I don't know. So the
Basically,
data,
it's a lot of lines.
That's
the
a
data
lot of
goes
lines.
up into the
5,000,
Oracle
that's a lot of
cloud.
lines. Yeah.
In a day, though, 1 billion.
Yeah. So
One
they
day.
have a couple of different teams that are going through that data.
No wonder they're so
one
fast.
is tracking the data while the racing's on to see if there's any issues on the boat, and then there's analysts that are running. Each team has their own dashboards, and it all goes up into the cloud.
It's the amount of sensors. That's on
Yeah,
the
they've
boat.
got hundreds of sensors on these boats.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think they're going to give access to the cloud to the regular punter. What they should do is probably publish some of the data in a separate form, but at the moment,
It's more. I'm thinking it's more talking about the race data. The actual analytical race data. The actual, like how you could actually get hold of it after the race is
what
gone.
I'm saying is there's so much data going up into
They
the
don't
cloud.
know. They don't know which to do.
And it's sort of locked down. You
Scrambled,
can't necessarily get, but maybe they should do a public report.
Does
Yeah,
Larry
that's-
Ellison have his own cloud that follows the SailGP around?
It's kind of like monkey magic. He goes like this.
The retro reference. Well done, PP. That was from.
Oh, pig's ass.
Oh, pretty bad.
Oh, the poor listeners just going, what are they talking about? But Jay, I'll have an ask, mate. I'll have an ask for you, bud. I'll go in and see what I can find out. I am prone to forgetting because I've got so much on my plate, but I will have an ask for you because I reckon that'd be pretty good. Why are you laughing?
Because it's just funny. Because you got
All I can see is a big plate on your head with all these little things on
and it's not your normal
pick that
size plate. It's not your normal size plate. It's one of those big F off plates. You know the ones?
Yeah, while these two idiots are talking.
So are you going to San Fran with your big plate or?
We got checked. We got audited by Bill Goggins, CEO of Harkin.
The Gogs? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gogs.
So how much is the swear jar up to? Account up to? Is Peter's
Shitloads.
college?
There's another $1, young fella.
Do we include or not include Netti?
Here's another Pedro. Another one, Pedro.
Because if we've got to include Netti,
Netti.
yeah, because Netti thinks it's no normal English word. He doesn't think it's a swear word.
Yeah, but none of us pay up. I told Bill that. I said, yeah, we're
What's
getting
going on with that
plenty of-
microphone, mate? Well, that microphone's cutting in and out on you. You're like it's coming in, into your face there. Look out.
Oh,
That's right.
I thought you were
It's
talking
just
the
technology.
audio. Yeah, technology.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no one's putting money into the jar is the answer.
Well, no one's putting any money in the jar.
So Pete's look. Yeah, I would suggest, Bill, sign Pete up for an apprenticeship. It's time he did a trade.
Yeah, college. Yeah, maybe she's off the list.
The other one we got was from Brett Linton. From he's a K1W one. He's
K1W1.
He's from New Zealand. Just listened to episode 199, and there was talk about the French smoking and Bruno telling people to stop throwing their ciggies on the ground.
That was funny. I saw that today. Yeah.
Below is a photo of Pascal Bigadori's ashtray from the final leg of the 2017-18 Volvo Ocean Race. I suspect there may have been other few French folk involved as well, and it's basically, oh God, it's disgusting. How do you do it?
It's not a single-use plastic bottle, is it?
No, multi-use.
No, it got used multiple times, about 200 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's probably worth doing. Yep.
Beauty.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, yeah, so that's been a bit of fun. So that's good. But now the important thing.
It's hot time with Bice.
Rightio, gents. I've got a I know it's been around a little bit, but I've got a bit of a who am I for you guys this
Nick
week.
Bice.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Check this. Born 4th of March, 1920. Who am I? 1927.
4th of March, 1927.
OBE, 1971 for multiple sporting achievements.
Oh, God.
Inducted into the New South Wales Sports Hall of Fame, 2002. 2017 received an AM in the Queen's Birthday Honours list for significant service to sailing as a yachtsman and international competitor,
Of course.
as a mentor to young sailers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We got it.
I know.
Sid.
Well, yeah. Just keep listening.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
4 points into 14. Well done, you, Tony Barber. Named. So I'll get to why I'm mentioning this. Named Australian Yachtsman of the Year, 71, 72, 92, 93, Ocean Race of the Year, 93, 96, 2002, 2008, Veteran Ocean Race of the Year, 2007, 2012, Award for Services to Yachting in 03, Lifetime Achievement Award at Australian Yachting Awards 2013, and the President's Award at the 2014 Australian Yachting Awards from Matt Allen.
There you go.
2017 inducted into the America's Cup Hall of Fame.
Wow.
2018 inducted to the Australian Sailing Hall of Fame, and a month later into the inaugural CYCA Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Represented and captained Australia internationally more times than any other person with the Admiral's Cup. Represented a record 8 times, captained Australia a record 7 times, and won or placed in 4. Won the 71 World One Ton Cup in Auckland. AC campaigns 83, 87, 92, 95, 99. So obviously everyone knows we're talking about Sid.
Hang on,
here.
before you go any further, I've got to add a couple to that. Represented Manduranga Rugby League, 1956, 1957.
Oh,
Here.
Also represented and or competed in the America's Cup and equaled Sir Thomas Limpton's record of seven attempts.
Absolutely.
There you go.
yeah.
So significant. and of course, kind of nurturing the careers of young people, including Ian Murray
And
Jimmy
yourself.
Spithill, and
yourself.
my
Yours
good
truly.
self.
Yes.
My good self. Lucky enough to sail with Sid's campaign in Young Australia 2000, of which, with a whole bunch of mates, Sid 47 Sydney Hobarts. Only 3 other yachtsmen have contested more, including longtime crew Tony Ellis, who holds the current record of 54. And they did 41 together. You reckon they know what to drink at Customs House?
What time Quiet Little Drink starts?
They don't have to do it on order.
Have the shipwrights.
So I know it's been mentioned, but Sid left us only a week or two ago, and a massive hole in the Australian sailing fraternity, world sailing for that matter of fact, and America's Cup. But one who is reared and revered as
Yep.
anyone you could imagine, like hard as nails. And I remember some significant talkings too, and some significant lessons. One of his greatest speeches was, "Trust is good, checking is better." And basically, what that means is ask the question, and don't get offended if someone asks the complete obvious. But trust is good, checking is better. It's way better. So, but having been, let's say, not through the Sid Fisher school as such, but having done the Young Australia campaign with a bunch of young fellas led by Sid, Ian Courtlang, and a whole bunch of other guys, including our great coach, Rob Brown. It was a experience that one could never, ever forget. So indebted for life to a guy like Sid Fisher and for what he's done. Yeah. So Barley Sid Fisher. So that's the Who Am I piece. Moving on to who
Are we allowed
should I be?
Are we allowed to guess who it was now?
Oh yeah, go.
Sid Fisher.
Moving on to the who should I be? And that's if you're an Omoka, you should probably be a Volvo 65 right now, is what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know.
So just general discussion here, boys.
Right.
Coming back from I watched the start live last week. Coming back from the fishing trip, we managed to get TV coverage just that last little stint and got to watch on YouTube the start of in Cape Town. Oh, mate, literally jaws on the floor, everyone. The fact they're doing 2 or 3 or however many laps it was in up to 40 to 45 knots prior to a 12,000-mile leg, absolutely
blew your mind.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's the word.
Ridiculous.
That's Cape Town, though. We've done it before. We've been there. We've seen it.
Yeah,
well,
it's like
we've been there. We've seen it, but we've never done 3 laps in 45 knots prior to a 12,000-mile leg in boats that are relatively unknown in the Southern Ocean, fully crewed.
What did we do? We did, was it a couple out back? Was it the 2014-15, I think? Remember, I think the women's team broke all their battens in the main.
Yeah, I mean,
9 was heavy.
Yeah, but
we were in different sort of boats, and it's wow. Yeah,
I mean, but literally right here, it's a parade of sail, essentially, right? And don't get me wrong, if you're sitting on the breakwater, you were having you're seeing the best thing you could see ever.
If you're the shore crew, you're going, when are they coming back?
And we saw it. Biotherm just disintegrated the cascade system on the main sheet. Saw 11th hour, just batten ends, snap all the batten ends. It was pretty cool watching, but these boats are out of control, mate.
Yeah. Amazing.
Seriously they could not control them. And I wouldn't be surprised next start if there's anything like that. It's just 3 reefs, Solent, nothing. Like even then. And I read Abby's blog talking about what did she say? Formula One car racing on the ice or something before going into the normal race or something like that.
Yeah.
I can see it both sides. I can see the TV side of things.
Commitments. There was commitments.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's
not smart.
There was
comments of people saying, why couldn't they shake in reefs and drop in reefs and drop out reefs? And it's like, holy God. I mean, holy Jesus.
I think from a sailor's point of view, it's actually like safety is coming into it. Like you're putting those boats through those paces, which you wouldn't have done. Never.
Well, if you're out there in 45 knots, you're going in a straight line.
You're not practicing doing driving practice, are you?
And you're going in a straight line, right?
Yeah. What was your feedback, Jordan? Did you watch it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm being glued to it, obviously. The thing, this sort of parallelogram course they're doing is a mistake because they shouldn't be doing. They're sort of. Remember, I explained the pursuit race idea.
Yeah, the pursuit race. Yeah.
So at the ends, rather than having it a parallelogram where you've got a downwind and an upwind, they should just have it like a diamond shape where you've just got a rounding mark where you have a tight reach and a broad reach, and you just tack around into a tight reach, broad reach, and then jibe, broad reach. So you don't have this upwind and downwind where the boats look stupid and slow. You just have them nuking around at full speed all the time. So if you're going to do it,
and it's safer for the boats.
Safer for the boats, and then
other than the manoeuvres.
Yeah, and all you do to adjust for the wind is you flatten the course or deepen the course. You just that where the middle of the course is, you just move that in or out just to do it. But it's good. They want to get some good footage of the boats falling and looking fast. That's what they're wanting to do. So change the course around.
Well, I did have some inside info because at the start they had a second photographer, camera person on board.
Yep, saw that.
On deck.
Yep.
And we saw the boats doing all those little mottos around and just crashing in.
Mm-hmm.
And word has it, as they were getting picked up off the boats, once the boats hit that little light spot, literally it's like you've got 5 camera persons. Like they've just seen a ghost. Get me off of this spaceship. This is ridiculous.
You watch during the Hobart, you watch the cameraman jump off after they get out their heads, right? And there's a few sharks off Sydney heads, but it's not that bad. But there's a few. But Jesus, jumping into the water in Cape Town, you're just basically jumping into a shark's mouth.
Well, fortunately they'd all stopped anyway, so you could just go alongside and no dramas. The only you might get blown out of a humpback's bloody blow hole, but that's about it.
So the interesting thing is, since we're talking about the start, but whilst the race has been going on, we've seen the delamination, hull delamination. We've seen sails go over the side, the mast repairs, the broken downhaul on 11th hour. I'm just intrigued. They don't have a boatyard anymore, do they?
No.
There's no everything
left to your own devices.
So I'm just, I'm wondering if things would be better if the boatyard was still there. I know that's kind of...
I mean, it had its place, right? All these boats, the only one design element is the actual keels and keel system and the rigs, right? So...
No, I get that, but I just wonder with the consistency of the approach, or, you guys...
I think there is consistency here, lads.
Yeah.
There is, and he's already got it sorted. He's bought the coal. He's ready to go. He's got the brisket ready to go.
Yeah.
That is the boatyard. It's the new boatyard.
Okay.
The new boat. She comes out of the Komodo Joe smoker.
But we're back to
Joe.
We're back to the Volvo 70 era where boats were breaking all the time. Like we're back to that. We had the 65s where they were just pushed like crazy, and now
bulletproof and had 30-minute finishes between each other after 4 weeks.
You could see wholesome PRB. They, it's the best way to describe it is like, when you're paddling onto a wave, like bicycle, we paddle. And when you're out there paddling and you hook a wave and you ride it longer than anyone else, so they've just been hooked that weather system and extended. And you could see from on board that they were just throttled back a little bit, and which was smart because they knew everyone was going to drop into that that hole and sit there. And now they've got, they had a 600-mile lead. Now it's down to 510. But things will close up, I guess. But, it's
another ridge they're all coming into. But
rubber band effect.
It's
race to Bicey's place.
Yeah, race to my joint, basically.
That's a T-shirt right there. Race to Bicey's.
Race to Bicey's joint.
The Ocean Race. Ocean Race 23.
Race to Bicey's joint for a brisket. Some pulled pork hamburgers.
But so that system they were riding, they've sailed it beautifully. They've just sat there and watching the other boats fall out of it. That boat, Wholesome, she's fast. She's very fast. I think if we had to choose a boat right now, I thought once it got windy, we were going to see 11th hour really charge.
But we might see in the next few hours, next day or two.
Yeah.
And Militia for that matter. But in saying that though, sailing a race buttoned off the whole time because they won't be able to sail full noise in 25 knots.
No, not in those oceans.
No.
And it's already been shown. But this is where you got to be tactical. I mean, you make the right tactical decision, and all of a sudden you've got a 500 rubber band to play with.
Well, and also managing the boat, right? Like Abby said, you just can't slow them down.
No.
Which is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, the boats are super, super cool.
No question.
But trying to control the beast. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting Abby on the show when she gets in. I think she'll come.
She won't be able to hear us, mate.
That's right. We'll just talk loud.
What?
Anyway, we're into it, right?
Danger. We're about to be asked one question. Danger. Warning.
Three idiots. Three idiots. Warning. 3 idiots. Incoming.
At least there's boats still racing. There's 4 boats racing out of the 5. You have to suspect with that delamination. Bossy, you're the expert here, or actually you're both experts on this one. With Geo environment, are they going to just go on a ship, do you reckon? Or are they going to...
Yeah. She's going to go on a ship back the other way, heading west.
Across the Atlantic,
to get...
Now, had every opportunity
to Brazil.
It was never going to get done.
I mean, it's not that hard.
The boat's about to be lifted out the water, rigs coming out, full assessment, NDT, the whole business. But I'd say she'd probably not necessarily beat the other boats there, but if there's a ship going soon, get on it straight away.
Yep.
Right. That's the advantage, I guess, of such a long leg.
Yeah.
You're not missing 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Actually, bravo, Ocean Race. Well done.
Yeah. But the boat that pulls into Adelaide to repair.
They get time added on.
They're
taken away, actually.
Taken away, yeah.
All right.
Cool. And they'll be super happy with the brisket. Come on.
Let's keep it going. What do we got?
Yeah, come on. Let's finish it up. Let's keep rolling. What are we up?
All right. Yeah, geez, we're running a bit short on time, gents. So
Jesus, we are. It's been a fun episode.
The key thing here is, and we spoke about it, there's been a lot in the production space this year. We had, or as spoken about, JB's Netflix. We had Jess Watson's film.
Yep.
We had the Sharpie from the ground up.
Yep.
That Harry produced and put
together. All of which
and
are
now,
a big integral part of Baccarati.
Well, 100%. 3rd leg, 4th leg, whatever we're calling. And then now, Buddy Melger's doco.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Looking forward to
it. A sighting, I would imagine. Now, this will be really good.
We've been trying to get him on the show. I think we need to push that a bit harder, lads.
Yep. It's the world premiere, The Wizard of Zenda, to show 10 a.m. Saturday, March 25th, Annapolis Film Festival at Maryland Hall. There you go.
And what was it? Shafe, a avid listener, John Shafe, he has called it. They're going to Zelda's post this for the bar karate. What did he call it? The bar karate carnival.
I'm worried about him using our name when he's not literally part of our show. That's the end.
No. No. All what is all publicity is good
Oh,
publicity.
yeah.
Not in the States. I'll tell you the problems. So that'll be a good one. The SailGP fan-owned team, I think that's the thing to mention. That's definitely going ahead. New Zealand's definitely going ahead. I don't know what sort of mix of wings we're going to have, but New Zealand,
So all the small wings got destroyed, right?
not all of them, no.
Well, not all, but
because most of them
small wings got destroyed. Big wings are available.
No, the ones
no,
that
they
are
don't work
fine.
that way. They're modular, so there's two inserts that go into the wings, right? So the small wings on the boats, and
All
then
fine.
if you want the next wing, you put an insert in. If you want the bigger wing again, you put another insert in, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
The inserts got damaged. Some of them.
some of the inserts got damaged, and the Australia and New Zealand small wings were in that marquee when that Canadian wing went on the rampage. It went clear.
Bunter.
It went
Yeah,
seal clubbing.
got its club and started whacking a few things.
It started seal clubbing.
Yeah.
So
Seal bashing.
So they reckon they're going to have at least 8 boats on the line, and not quite sure what sort of wing setup. So we'll wait and find out. But yeah,
Have you got like some inside goss off your little inside WhatsApp group?
no.
No one listens anyway. Yeah, we're right. By this time of the show, they've all signed off.
Everyone's gone to bed by now.
It's been strangely quiet, is all I'll say. I might have been cut off. Anyway,
Fair enough.
but yeah, it's going ahead.
Very good.
And the last one, I just thought I'd mention World Champs, Flying 15 World Champs starting at the end of this week
Oh, yes.
in Fremantle. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh God,
Hey?
that'd be an arduous task, wouldn't it?
In a 15.
Oh, this time of year, hopefully it's not cranking
A bit lighter, yeah.
25 every.
Yeah, no, this time of year
every
it's
day.
starting to drop off, yeah.
Yeah.
Has been light before.
Yes.
Lads, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well done.
Now, the big news. We
Oh.
have got a super guest next week, if he bothers to turn up.
Or if we just really want to keep all bases covered, or if he or she bothers to turn up.
Good point. Good point. Yes. Anyway, yeah, it's 200 episodes in the can, and
Done and dusted.
we just love the fact that you guys let us do this. I think that's the truth of it. Like if, on all honesty, if there was only one listener, we'd probably still do it, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Well, there is.
No, it's. I mean, you must get it down the local BP pub.
mate,
Like a few listeners just come
mate,
up and
today,
hello.
every day, even on the boat today. Like got given the wine to open up. He said, "Make sure you open it up on the bar." And
yeah.
Right.
Cool. So
Cool. Right.
excelente.
You going to
Well
get
done,
out the
gents.
special guitar, BP?
yeah, get it out.
The special one? You got a special one?
Did you go wing dinging today, Jordan?
I went wing dinging yesterday, mate. I had
How'd you go? Can you do it,
glamour
yeah?
run. So I've had I had that 6-month interval with the dud knee, and back on it, and I had a
Can you
glamour
do
run. I started to really get it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
so
haven't even got
exciting.
mine out of the bag yet, so
Oh,
I'm going pretty well.
I haven't even bought one yet.
No.
just ring Sandy.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Earthquake.
you okay, mate?
Earthquake in Adelaide.
no, it's ton of fun.
Righto.
Absolute ton of fun.
Good on you.
And, yeah. So I will say, like I'm only 5 or 6 goes in, and every run yesterday I was falling. Every run.
Yeah, cool. How big's
well
the board?
done.
How many litre?
125 litre.
Shall we save this for after the show?
No, and the last thing I wanted to say.
Is this what sort of fall is it? A6, AC,
Oh, come on. Yeah, we'll
96,
do this
960,
after
whatever
the
it
show.
is.
After the show. But on nearly every run, I had a massive crash from the top of the fall as I boosted completely out. And so,
Yeah.
not quite mastered.
Cool.
Yeah, but good fun.
That's okay. That's good though.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's
All right,
good.
get the guitar out.
All right,
You know,
here we
I've got
go.
it. I've got it. Here we go. Go on.
Thanks for putting up with us, everyone. We love you.
Cheers, lads and ladies.
Cheers at Barker
Do you,
Radio.
do you wear a helmet?
While I'm playing guitar.
No, yeah, Jordan Pauling.
You wear a helmet. Jordan, you wear a helmet.
Out there in the jocks.
The jocks, the budgies, fluorescent
Jocks and
budgie
harness.
smugglies. It is Gay Pride Week.